Other people's attitudes and emotions are infectious. Just as a charismatic, upbeat friend can enter a room and cheer everyone up, so a very negative person can suck all the life from the place. Within families, or within groups of friends or colleagues, negative thinking patterns can quickly spread to everyone involved. The boy whose parents always criticize him if he gets a B in one subject, even if he got A's in everything else, soon internalizes this attitude and starts to believe that if it isn't perfect, then it's no good. The colleagues who always complain about the negative side of their work and never see the positives soon drag everyone down with them. Catastrophizing, all or nothing thinking, overgeneralizing problems by suggesting that things are always terrible, all of these can infect you, especially if you hear them on a regular basis. On top of all that, anyone who watches or listens to the news or reads a newspaper is delivered a hugely distorted picture of the world, in which crime and terrorism are everywhere, everything's getting worse and worse every year, and you're unsafe wherever you go. One psychological study found that after just 15 minutes of watching the news, the majority of people experience persistent negative, anxious feelings. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to effectively inoculate yourself from such overly negative messages and distorted depressive thinking. The first thing to do is to be able to identify negativity when you hear it. After all, some messages we hear are very important. If a mechanic tells you there's a serious problem with your car, and you shouldn't try to drive it, it would be foolish to ignore that advice and put it down as just negative thinking. Clearly, that advice could save your life. But when you hear exaggerations, like, that's what always happens, or you never do anything right, or it's completely ruined, the red flag should go up in your mind. You've just heard an emotional overgeneralization that may well not fit reality at all. Are there other, more positive interpretations you could make of the situation? It may not be something you actually say out loud, but just keep in mind the knowledge that you do not share this person's attitude. Keep in mind that you are not them, and you can be quite polite and understanding if it's appropriate, just as a paramedic can calmly talk to a panicking person and build rapport with them, but still remain perfectly detached from their worries and fears. You might also experiment by taking a news fast. For 24 hours, deliberately avoid reading, listening to, or watching any news. Important as it is to keep up to date with what's going on in the world, it's also important to give your mind and body a break from the low-level anxiety that reading about murder and corruption and new ways the world might end all inevitably evoke. If you relax and listen to this session regularly, and experiment with taking news fasts, you'll find it much easier to detach from the culture of fear that the news can create, and be able to look at news stories more objectively. Because along with a deep sense of calm and clarity, the hypnotic work in this session will give you a powerful mental filter that will automatically screen out overgeneralized negative thinking and get you spontaneously thinking of other more realistic and positive interpretations of situations.